Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce first myself. My name is Salsabila Wardhani. My name 33.6B.07, and here I am. I would like to present my presentation for Sociolinguistic Project 2. And now let's begin. Here are the table of content. There are introduction, speech act, locution, illocutionary, and perlocutionary. That are four of the material that I've choose for this presentation. And now let's go to the first slide. Now this slide is introduction, speech act theory developed by Austin and Searle, analyzes communication as action performed through language. It has three levels. First, locutionary act, which means the actual words said. Second, illocutionary act, which means the intention behind the words. Third, perlocutionary act. It was the effect the words have on the listener. Now to the first material, speech act. What is it? An utterance that performs an action performed through words. In other words, when we speak, we're not only delivering information, we're doing things, making promises, giving commands, offering apologize, asking questions, etc. This idea was developed by G.L. Austin in his book. The title is How to Do Things with Words, 1962, and later expanded by John Searle. And type of speech act. Of course, speech act have some types. There are 5: assertive, directive, commissive, expressive, and declarative. The assertive, it is raining. The example, it's raining, which means it states a fact or belief. Directive example, please sit down. It commands or request. Commissive example, I promise to help. It was to promises or commitments. Expressive example, I'm sorry. It was expresses emotion or attitude. Declarative example, you're fired. It means change the reality through words. And now to the next material is locutionary act. What is it? Locutionary act is the basic level of a speech act. It refers to the literal utterance, its grammatical structure, its semantic or dictionary meaning. It's the act of saying something that has linguistic meaning, regardless of the speaker's intent or the listener's response. The point that you have to remember, think of it as what is said, not why it is said or what it causes, just the literal meaning for the locutionary act. And now to the third material. I'm sorry for before that I say illocutionary is first, but it was second. Anyways, illocutionary act, what is it? Illocutionary act is the core communicative intention behind what someone says. It refers to what the speaker means to do by saying something, not just the word themselves, locution, nor the effect on the listener, perlocution. We'll talk about it later. It's about the speech function, like requesting, warning, promising, apologizing, etc. So, the example for illocutionary act, it's called in here. The locutionary act means a statement about the room temperature. Reverse to it calls in here. Illocutionary act, a request or implied the meaning is please close the window. The illocution is what learns the sentence from a mere statement into a social action. And here we are to the fourth material that I will convey to you all. The perlocutionary act. What is it? Refers to the effect that an utterance has on the listener, whether that effect is intended or unintended. It refers to what happens as a result of what was said by the speaker, the physiological, emotional, or behavioral response, the level of speech act that connects language to the real world impact. Unlike elocution, which is about speaker intent, perlocution is about listener response. Okay, still talk about the perlocutionary act. The example it's called in here, that for the statement. So the locutionary statement about temperature. Illocutionary, a request to close the window, and perlocutionary is listener close the window or offers a jacket or feels concerned about the statement. So locutionary is words, illocutionary is intention, and perlocutionary is the effect. It's sometimes commonly the psychological and emotional. The same sentence can have different perlocutionary effect depending on listener's interpretation, relationship between speaker and the listener, the cultural and situational context. And now to the types of perlocutionary effect. Yes, absolutely. Perlocutionary effects have types. First is behavioral effect. The listener will take action. The example like opens the window, leaves the room, calls the maintenance. That's the example. Second, emotional effect. The listener feels something like guilty, sympathy, anger, embarrassment. That's for the emotional. And the cognitive effect, listener change their thinking. Example like learn something, becomes persuaded, gets confused. That the example from cognitive effects. And you have to warning that perlocutionary effects are not always under the speaker's control, of course, because we'll always say it directly and the listener will have other interpretation. And now we go to the conclusion. Speech act demonstrates that language is action, not just a tool for conveying facts, but a way to do things society, make requests, give orders, apologize, persuade, and more. Through the three core components, locutionary act shows what is said, illocutionary act shows what is meant or intended. Perlocutionary act shows what effect the utterance has. We understand that meaning in communication goes beyond words. It's shaped by context, culture, relationship, and social roles. For the final thought, language doesn't just reflect society, it shaped it. Speech act reveal how everyday utterance carry deeper social action and consequences. And that's all for my presentation for this project 2, the sociolinguistic project 2. And thank you for your nice attention. And wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.